Okay, so we'll be creating 3 different types of washer necklaces, just using regular washers you can find at the hardware store. They come in all different sizes. The goal is not to have them too big, but a big enough surface that you can actually do some designs on the surface, and a hole big enough that you can thread some cording or ribbon through to be the necklace part of your pendant that you're creating. Also working with nail polish, basically just regular nail polish. Metallics work really well, especially for some jewelry design looks. Polish that has a glitter in it is also fun, but think of colors that work nicely together. And there's really no wrong way to go with this. I've also have a selection of seed beads, which are just those little tiny beads that you can work with and are found at the dollar store as well. We're going to do a combination of designs. The other thing at the dollar store that you can find are the peel and stick gems, and that will be used for one of the designs as well. So starting with our seed beads and basically working on the side, there is sometimes an indication on the actual washer of the size or style or something that might be on that. We're basically going to cover it up, so it's really not an issue. So either side works, but I'm going to work on the plain side right now and working with tacky glue. And the goal with this is to really load it up, fill the entire top area of your washer with your tacky glue. It will dry clear in the end, and the silver color of the washer will show through to some degree, but this is why we're working with our seed beads, going to try to cover most of the surface. It's helpful to keep some toothpicks nearby to use in this process. You can use them to pick up your seed beads, or in this case, the design can be very free form, so you don't have to make it too precise, but it's up to you how you want to design. I'm just going with the design that I created here, which was to resemble somewhat of a snowflake, being the winter season, but it can be whatever interpretation you'd like or any design you'd like to create. So I'm just placing the beads in the glue, really embedding it so they're definitely going to stay put. And the seed beads I got at Dollar Tree also came in a variety of different color combinations, so you really can get creative with your choices. And I tried to use the long beads to kind of create a radius around the edge. It's hard not to get your fingers in the glue as well, but the toothpick is handy to arrange your beads any way you like. And I just added the long beads just prior to, basically I'm going to sprinkle the smaller white beads. And this can be a little bit easier because it doesn't matter how they go on as long as they get onto the glue. You want to just get as much coverage. Keep in mind that the glue will dry clear, so what you don't cover will show through as the silver metal, which is fine as well. That will work with the design. Press the beads into the glue to make sure they're actually adhering. And make sure you just push in the edges so the beads aren't extending out too far, and that they all stay in place. This will probably take overnight to completely dry, and make sure the center is clear because you will be adding cording for the necklace part. The finished product, this was a larger version of the same design, actually dries with, so you won't see as much white as you see with the glue, but it shows through with a little bit of the metal and the different types of beads that showed through the glue itself. So once this is dry, you can add, in this case I added cording, or you can add ribbon, or anything. You might even have a gold or silver cording that would work with it as well. So that's the first design. The second design is just working with the nail polish itself. So we're going to pick out some colors. Again, just working on either side of the washer will work. I'm going to fill the surface. This is the main color I'm working with is the purple, trying to really fill the entire top surface. It actually maintains pretty nicely on the top surface of the washer without overflowing. And what's nice is nail polish is a type of enamel, and so a lot of jewelry works with enamel, so this really creates that jewelry look. Please work with some ventilation though, because the nail polish does give off a lot of fumes, and it should be maybe have a fan handy or a window open if you're working in a small space. What's nice with the metallics, they really blend nicely together and give a very nice jewelry effect. I'm just adding drops of a new color on top of the color I put my base color, and it starts to blend a little bit and spread out, creates an interesting design. You can, here's another use for your toothpicks, you can then take that and kind of thread through the design and start creating patterns. It kind of gives like a leaf shape as you go through, or you can create swirls depending on what you want, how you want to accent it. The glitter nail polish can just be added in drops as well, and that might just give a nice little accent. And if you're happy with it, you could keep adding if you like other colors, or just if you're happy, just put it aside and let it have a chance to dry. That should also take several hours to overnight as well. Then you can add a ribbon or cord as well. The last design is almost a combination of the two, working with the nail polish and applying not beads but little jewels. And I'll use a different color, base color. In this case, we're just looking to create a base to work on top of. We don't have to get too creative with other colors, being that we're going to be covering it up for the most part. So once you have full coverage, you can work with it while it's wet to add some of your design ideas. I have these peel and stick pearls, or half pearls, that work nicely. They would stick on the surface once it's dry as well, but since it's wet, it will definitely adhere to the wet nail polish. Maybe working with the smaller rhinestone elements. And your design is however you want to do it. You can put as little or as few, or as many as you want of the jewels. If you get different color jewels, they're available in this format as well, and change your color scheme. And so all these designs really need an opportunity to dry before handling, but once you're done, you can add satin ribbon like this, maybe coordinated with the color. There's white cording or a different color cording depending on what colors you went with, or even a sheer ribbon, which I used on this design and just added a little pony bead to kind of keep it in place. The options are yours. You can be as creative as you'd like with how you adhere it. And if you wanted to join several together and make a bracelet, you could use a smaller size washer and do it in that format with a stretchy elastic and create a bracelet in the same idea. But the ideas are endless, and the options are yours to decide as far as how you want to work with it. And those are washer necklaces.